Hello everyone, I'm the Spider, and welcome to my tutorial about integrating Vue with Meteor. I'm not going to dive too much into detail what Vue specifically is and what Meteor does and is. It's just about integrating the two. If you're interested in looking up how to do certain things in Meteor or how to do certain things in Vue.js or how Meteor compares to Nuxt.js, be my guest. There will be videos following later on. And there is a nice guide, and if you have questions or comments, you could always leave something on the Meteor forums or the Meteor Slack accounts, or of course on the Vue.js accounts where I'm also available. Anyway, this is about integrating Vue with Meteor. Having said that, the integration for Vue and Meteor has been done by one guy called Guillaume Chow. And Guillaume Chow goes by the nickname Acrium, and he has actually created a lot of different integrations for Vue.js. One of them is Vue Apollo, that allows you to use Apollo into Vue. The other one is a Webpack tool, which allows you to create Node applications using Webpack, obviously Nodepack. And of course, he did all the Vue Meteor integrations, which I'm now part of. Anyway. So if we go to this package, you can see that there is one specific package that you need the most, which is the Vue component package. It allows you to create Vue components in Meteor. If you are used to Vue, you probably also know that you need a tool like Webpack or Vite.js to run Vue.js applications if you have a slightly more modern setup, right? You can also just import Vue into your front end and then load all the components over there and don't have to transpile everything. But if you want to use build tools or build step, then you require something like Webpack or Vite. Meteor has its own build tool. So this package allows you to install Vue.js into the build tool of Meteor, and it works out of the box. You don't have to do any configuration. Just run this command and it works, right? You create a Vue file, etc. I'm going to show you how that looks like. Another package that you need is the Vue Meteor Tracker package. The Vue Meteor Tracker is just a simple npm package which allows you to create Meteor reactivity into Vue, because Meteor has its own reactivity system that allows you to do real-time subscription called Tracker. And the Vue application, of course, has its own reactivity, and you need a way to combine them both. So this package basically does that in the form of a Vue plugin. So when you install it, you can import the plugin and then connect it to Vue, and that's it. It allows you to create a Meteor object in which you can do subscriptions or all the reactive stuff that you're used to in Meteor. So let's dive into an application that I've already set up before and see how that looks like. So we have the package.json where we have the dependency of Vue and of course the Vue Meteor Tracker dependency. And the other thing that we are doing is we are specifying a main module. And in the main module, we have the client.js and the server.js. The client.js obviously referring to the Vue.js application, and the server.js, well, if you have server-side rendering, it would also be the Vue application, but it would also be having the publications and the endpoints and everything you will need to load. Just to show you, on the source file, we have the server.js, and it refers to the methods for Meteor. So again, if you did not have done something in Meteor, I would recommend reading the guide and see what methods are all about and what publications and collections are all about. And one of the publications that I've created for this tutorial is the links publication, which is basically just a publication that publishes links from a collection called links. And of course the method, which is create link, it's just a create link method that we can call from the client side. So that's about it. And of course, we have a couple of fixtures that allows us to seed some data into the database. So that's the server side. On the client side, however, we are creating a Vue application. And so the Vue application refers to a plugins file, and the plugins file has this Meteor Tracker integration, like I just shown, the package that we need for the reactivity in Meteor. And of course, when the app starts, we want to start the actual Vue application and refer to an element that we can find over here in this main HTML, which is by default loaded by Meteor already. So in this Vue application, you can see that this single file component simply loads. I've already started that application, so we can actually see that it's running over here. You can see two components. One of them is the click me component that allows us to click, and the other one is something that allows us to create new links to demonstrate the Meteor reactivity. So that's the hello component, which is the click component. I can go to it and you can see that it's just default Vue stuff, just to show that Meteor is working with Vue. And then, of course, we also have the info component, which is relying on Meteor. So it's basically just a list with a form that I've just demonstrated works. And we are iterating through a property called links and providing all the links right over here. So again, we are importing the collection from the link collection. And the only thing we are doing is we are subscribing to the endpoint using this Meteor object. So normally you could do in plain Meteor, you could do something like this, meteor.subscribe. And then you would subscribe to the links and magically all the links would show up on your client side, right? In Meteor, you can do it like this, which allows you to have a little bit of control about the reactivity of the subscription, because obviously a subscription can be ready, a subscription can be done, and subscriptions can be closed. So you want to have access to that reactive data, which is now possible with this Meteor object. And within this Meteor object, you can also supply your own properties. So normally in Apollo, you have something like this. If you have, for example, an Apollo integration in Meteor, you can do something like this and refer to the links and then supply your query, right? It provides the GraphQL query and then you request something like links. In Meteor, it works exactly the same. So it follows exactly the same principles, but then within this property. So you just have a property called links, and the only thing you can do now is refer to all kinds of different reactivity. So if you use Meteor sessions, you could do something like this. If you have a collection, and in our case we just do collection.find, which is a reactive method for the collection. And whenever links are added, it will basically retrigger this one and reactively provide the data into this component. So that's basically all there is to it. You just need these two packages, the Vue Meteor Tracker and the Acronym Vue component package, which is now listed in this project right over here. But then there is also this little surprise that I have, because in version 1.10.3, which is about to be published anytime soon, we can now create your default Vue application without doing anything at all. So you could do something like this, Meteor create --Vue, which is the new option in the Meteor create command, and you can just start your application, which gives you exactly the application that I've just shown in the current setup. So you can just start your own application with this command, and it simply all works out of the box with hot module reloading and everything connected. I can actually demonstrate the hot module reloading, but it's just assume that this works. Well, that's basically it for this very tiny tutorial to just show you around into a Meteor application that works on top of Vue. Thank you for watching.